welcome back to my channel. I don't know what that was, but it's me anyway. Hello and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for all of the love so far. I'm liking that everyone's starting to talk and starting to comment and ask me questions. I've found a lot of people have been coming to me privately about stuff, which is exactly what I want. A little update on my last video, which I'm going to begin to do every week now so that it's kind of all ties in together. Last week's episode was about money and finance and budgeting and saving. Because I'm not a very good saver, I decided to make a change to that part of my life. If you watched my Instagram story recently, you would have seen that I recently had my car break down on me, which was a pain in the ass really, because I had it serviced a week ago and then it decided to break down on me after work. So I did sign up to RACQ, Hello Adulting, and they quoted me a certain price for a battery, but I ended up going to Battery World and doing it myself. So hot tip on saving money, make sure that you do your research. It can be worthwhile. I was going to be out $250 for a new battery and ended up only being out of pocket about $100. So that's just from doing it myself and researching. So make sure that you research. It's a new thing that I've started to do to make sure that I am saving money where I can and getting bang for my buck. I am back a week now with my finance. I wasn't able to put as much into my savings that I wanted to this week, but the goal is every week pay stuff into separate accounts for separate things and then eventually accrue money for savings. So this week's video is going to be about something that I have been struggling with my whole life. I have accepted it only in the last year, but it's something that has honestly been probably my biggest insecurity, and that is nail biting. Nail biting. Biting nails. If you are anything like me and you rip your nails to shreds, you are not alone. I've been biting my nails since I could chew.
Oh, Mom, don't bite your nails.
There's gonna be 3 points to this video. First one's gonna be my nail biting story. Second one's gonna be what it can do to people, and I'm just gonna be talking off personal experience. And the third one is gonna be facts and statistics circling around nail biting. That being said, nail biting actually has a name and it's really hard to pronounce. It's onychophagia. I don't know. It's a form of OCD and it's a behavior that humans and animals do. It's a body focused repetitive behavior, or BFRBs. Main memories for me surrounding nail biting would be when I was either in a situation that I was uncomfortable with, my hand would go straight to my mouth. Other thing that really reigns in with me a lot in the past is my family members whacking my nails out of my hands. I am gonna show you my nails, and I'm only gonna show you them so you understand how bad they are. They're disgusting. They are not feminine. They look like toes. Skin on top of my nails has started to really come off now as well, which is like, it's just like flaky and gross. So I'm gonna show you my best nail and then I'm gonna show you my worst nail, and please don't judge me. Best nail is probably my thumb, if you can see. Not good, but like at least it doesn't have all this stuff around it. And then my worst nail is probably this one. So it's got all of the flaky bits around it. I bite it right down to the rim. They're so short you can barely even see them. Like, I don't even know. As I've gotten older, I have tried to stop with, there's this stuff called Stop and Grow that you put on your nails. It tastes really bad and it strengthens your nails. Yes, it does remind me that I shouldn't be biting my nails, but I end up just biting through it anyway. Put Band-Aids all over my fingers. I've worn elastic band and flicked my wrist every time I've wanted to bite my nails. Really have tried, but in the last year or two, I've just decided that this is who I am and I've just accepted it. I'm up and down with it. Sometimes I'm really accepting and other times I want to stop and I want to do everything I can to stop. But yeah, it's a habit that I've had ever since I was little and it's not really that easy to kick. As I mentioned, I've always had my hands whacked away from my mouth. So an example of this actually probably happened a couple of years ago, and it's probably one of the only fights I've ever had with my uncle, but he whacked my hands out of my mouth and I was so startled and so surprised that my fingers kind of like went up into my teeth, and it hurt even more than what it would with me biting my nails. It really angered me because, one, I've been biting my nails ever since I was young, so like accept that that's who I am. Two, it caused me so much stress and anxiety because I like jolted and didn't realize that it was coming, so it just made me even more self-conscious. And then the other fact was that it made everyone kind of look towards me and be like, oh, you're biting your nails again. So I just kind of went off and did my own thing and had to cool down. My uncle did end up apologizing because he felt bad. I just do it. And everyone that knows me knows that I've always done it. So my kind of comeback to them is, at least I'm consistent. I'm doing what I've always done. So please don't do that. It causes me a lot of anxiety and a lot of stress. And I get really embarrassed more so because the activity of actually whacking my hands out is going to be drawing more attention than me actually biting my nails, in my head anyway. It's one of those things that I just don't even realize that I'm doing it now. I have come to the realization that more so in the car is probably the place that I do it more often, just because, you know, I'm either driving to work or home from work, and I'm thinking about what's happened during the day, and automatically my hands just go straight to my mouth. One of the earliest memories I actually have as a kid biting my nails was I went for The Sound of Music when I was about 10 years old, and I made it pretty far into The Sound of Music. I had a couple of friends in primary school that were auditioning for it as well, because I got a few callbacks. I was quite musical, I was into dancing, I had it all. But main reason they told my mum later on while I didn't end up getting it was because I was biting my fingernails. There was shorts for it on the news, I remember, and I actually was in a snippet of it and I was biting my fingernails. So that's something that's always stuck with me. I've always remembered that. My friend actually ended up being the understudy, and I ended up getting nothing because I had my hands in my mouth. That's what it can do to people. In my experience, it's embarrassing. It's something that you always want to change. You don't really know that you're doing it. It can really take over, and yeah, it's part of anxiety. Some facts and statistics: 25 to 30% of the population bite their nails. 45% of teenagers bite their nails. It's something that humans do when they are nervous, lonely, or bored, and animals do it too, in the way of licking their fur so much to the point that they have no fur left. In my research, I also discovered that it is a self-destructive activity, which does make sense to me because my hands end up going in my mouth when I'm nervous, when I'm anxious, when I'm uncomfortable, when I feel like I'm out on display or I'm out of my comfort zone. Nail biters tend to be perfectionists and creatives. So more often than not, if you find a nail biter or you run into someone that bites their nails, or you notice that they've got short nails, they are either a perfectionist or a creative, or both. And that makes a lot of sense because I'm a perfectionist and I'm a creative. Creatives was something that I've kind of tried to wrap my head around. So I'm wondering how. It's interesting to me, and it makes sense, obviously in my sense, because I am a creative, but there also are a lot of people, and like perfectionist people that I know and creative people, that don't bite their nails. For me, nail biting is something that I don't think about. It's an unconscious habit that just kind of happens. Me going to bite my nails is automatic, but then as I'm biting my nails, I'm either thinking I'm biting my nails or I'm thinking I should stop biting my nails. But either way, I've found that me biting my nails is a sort of form of grounding. And I will be doing an episode on grounding. So if you have anxiety or you have depression and you need some sort of tools to ground you in the current moment, I have a lot of them. So stay tuned for that video. Focusing on that at the current time, I'm not thinking about anything else. Yes, it's a bad habit, and yes, it's an unconscious thing where it just goes straight in my mouth. But once I'm doing it, I'm not thinking about anything else. I have been reading The Power of Habit. I actually had nail biting as an example in there, which I thought was really good. When you go to bite your nails, you've got this feeling of tension, you've got a feeling of anxiousness, of unease, and then you go to bite your nails. Once you're biting your nails, you're focusing on biting your nails, but then the after fact is that you feel satisfied. The reward is that you've bitten that nail and it's no longer bothering you. The way a habit works is you've got the cue, then you've got the routine, and then you've got the reward. So the cue is anxiety, loneliness, boredom, and then it goes into it. The routine is actually biting your nails, and then the reward part is the satisfaction of having ripped off that hangnail. Most people's habits have occurred for so long they don't pay attention to what it causes anymore. I've had stutters come in and I'll ask them which words or situations trigger their stuttering, and they won't know because they stopped noticing a long time ago. The therapist then asked Mandy to describe why she bit her nails. At first she had trouble coming up with reason, and as they talked it became clear that she was doing it when she was bored. The therapist put in some typical situations such as watching television, doing homework, and she started nibbling. So right there, that's the cue would be she's bored, she's watching television, doing homework, it goes into her mouth. And then she started nibbling. So then that's the routine, nibbling. When she had it worked through all of the nails, she felt a brief sense of completeness, she said, and that was the habit's reward, a physical stimulation she had come to crave. If you change your routine, you're essentially creating better habits in your life. It's just been a thing for me where I've just accepted that that's a part of who I am, but it's really interesting to know that there's a way around it, and if you really want to do it, you can. Yes, my main focus at the moment is not to stop bad habits, but create new ones that are good. So by doing my daily gratitude and by drinking 2 liters of water and exercising and getting sunshine and, you know, doing my skincare routine, that's all stuff that I'm doing that is going to make me happier. So by accepting that that's who I am, yes, I have disgusting fingers, but I'm more at peace with myself. And acceptance of yourself, if you don't have acceptance of yourself, then you're just going to be fighting a war for the rest of your life, aren't you? So, but in saying that, I'm always looking, I've forever been looking for ways to stop biting my nails. If you have ideas on how to stop biting your nails, or you do bite your nails, drop it in the comments below, because I really want to know, and I'd be interested to know what things that you guys do that can stop you from biting your nails. You'll also, boobies, very booby. Very booby. Maybe I'll put a pin in there. Otherwise, they gonna be out. Another thing I wanted to mention, I'm filming this on the 5th of February and it is my Joshi's birthday. So when Joshi and I went on this New Zealand trip, we went for my birthday. We got a Juicy camper van and we did 10 days in New Zealand and it was amazing. So this year I surprised him and we're doing the same thing, but instead of doing it in New Zealand, we're doing it in Australia and hopefully gonna be making our way down to New South Wales. So shout out to Juicy camper van in exchange for video content. Pretty bloody amazing. I just wanted to give a little shout out to Joshi. Happy birthday. Just how it's been. Great, great. Love that for me. Fuck. Don't forget to like and subscribe below and I'll see you in another video.